What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. Today we have a lot of Marvel news to go over. We have new footage of the Fantastic Four, and in this footage we get a shot of something that might confirm a very interesting Doctor Doom / Fantastic Four theory. Ryan Reynolds has also dropped some pretty big news about Deadpool and what Marvel Studios wanted from the future of Deadpool. And we have some more details about why specifically Marvel Studios chose to delay Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And yeah, it does involve Spider-Man, amongst other things. Now, right off the bat, this new Fantastic Four footage, which is seemingly a promo for the NBA, does show us some new footage. And although the footage in the elevator probably isn't a part of the movie, them talking about Game 3, they did give us a fantastic new look at the Baxter building and also their launch pad where their ship currently sits. Now, something to keep an eye out for is a trailer or new footage for the Fantastic Four dropping tonight during the game, which starts at 8:30 Eastern Time. It's not confirmed that they'll show footage, but it does kind of seem like they are hinting that they'll do something during the game, so just keep an eye out. But right away, I really do love how this new New York looks. This retro futuristic New York that is in another universe. If you weren't aware, the Fantastic Four movie is not taking place in the same universe that the Avengers right now are in currently and always have been. Instead, this is a retro futuristic universe. I love how the Baxter building looks, but I want to focus on the ship. And this has to do with the Thunderbolts post-credit scene possibly being a little bit of a misdirect. If you take a look at the ship, notice that it only has 3 fins or 3 legs to the ship, or wings, not really sure what they're called, but there's only 3 of them. Well, in the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts, we hear about a space crisis, and the Thunderbolts, aka the new Avengers, with their new fancy Avengers tech and their new Avengers tower, detect the Fantastic Four ships entering our universe from theirs. But if you notice in this scene, the Fantastic Four ship that is shown on the screen has 4 fins, telling us that this could possibly be a different ship. Now, Marvel Studios is pretty meticulous in what they do. They pay attention to these very small details, and sometimes they put specific things in the small details on purpose. And this could be one of those specific details that tells us about what is to come. Perhaps this isn't the same ship. Now, fans have already noticed this online, and they theorize that perhaps it's not even the Fantastic Four in the ship, although yes, it is the Fantastic Four ship with the 4 on the side, but perhaps it's actually Doctor Doom. Or maybe it's a Fantastic Four from a different universe, like the original Fantastic Four with Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and the rest of the gang. Because if you take a look at the new footage they showed us here, you can see 3 fins, and plus in the trailer, when they show the ship going to what appears to be Earth being destroyed, it very clearly has 3 fins as well, but in the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts, it clearly has 4. So the theory is that this isn't actually the Fantastic Four, it could be somebody else. Could be Doom, could be the original Fantastic Four, who knows? But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about this and who you think it might be, or if you think it might just be an error by Marvel Studios in the comments down below. Now, we just got some new details and information about why Marvel Studios was really pushing back Doomsday and Secret Wars. We have some reports about this from Deadline, but also some big reports from our community insiders as well. Deadline states in an article today, Marvel Studios is pushing back the release of its next 2 Avengers films, directed by the Russo brothers. Avengers Doomsday has been moved to May 1st to December 18th, 2026. Meanwhile, Avengers Secret Wars is moving from May 7th to December 17th of 2027. Insiders noted that these 2 films are among the biggest ever made, and the delays simply allow more time to execute on a gargantuan vision. Disney/Marvel elected for December dates given the success they've had in the holiday corridor with Spider-Man No Way Home. Avengers Doomsday is now in production, so according to Deadline, one of the things that we expected about the delays are true. Marvel wants more time. We've heard that the script for Doomsday isn't even finished yet, and that script directly affects the script for Secret Wars because it's basically a part 1 and a part 2, and we've even heard a rumor that there might be a part 3, but that's just a rumor for now. However, it was very clear that Marvel Studios needed more time for Avengers Doomsday, plus they say that this also allows more time post-production to make sure everything is great. And we're talking about the CGI here, plus giving them time to do reshoots if they need to, which they typically do. So overall, that's great, but according to community insiders, Marvel Studios made this shift so they could get back to an original plan that they had before their schedule kind of got messed up due to all the delays due to all the strikes due to the Jonathan Majors situation. A lot happened that was very unfortunate for Marvel Studios, and yeah, it threw off their plans, but apparently they're getting back to the plan that they originally wanted. According to the insider, Daniel Richman, he says, now that Spider-Man Brand New Day is set before Doomsday and not after, they're gonna change the plot again, like they did when No Way Home was supposed to come out after Doctor Strange 2. America Chavez was going to have a major role in No Way Home before the shift. And again, this is something that we expected. The placement of Spider-Man No Way Home going from before Avengers Doomsday, that's when it was originally supposed to come out, to after and now before again. This allows them to not basically be constrained by Avengers Doomsday. It also allows Tom Holland to have more time in Avengers Doomsday and simply be in the movie. But again, this is seemingly according to Marvel's plan, because according to Alex from the Cosmic Circus, he says that this was Feige's original plan all along, explaining, before Avengers Doomsday was announced, Kang Dynasty was still a thing, and Spider-Man 4 moved to July 2026. Spider-Man 4, or Spider-Man Brand New Day, was originally a July 2025 film, and Avengers 5, or Avengers Kang Dynasty, or Avengers Doomsday Now, was slated for May 2026. Then a bunch of switch-ups happened and we're literally back to where we started a year or so ago. And now it seems like Marvel Studios is basically back to how they originally wanted it. Because those shifts do change things for individual stories of the movies, but also the overall story of the MCU. We know they had plans for Doctor Strange 3, they set that up in Multiverse of Madness, but I'm sure Brand New Day being put after Avengers Doomsday really messed up their plans for Doctor Strange 3, and also probably Thor 5, Shang-Chi 2, all the other projects that they had planned. But now, with all of these changes, Marvel Studios being back to basically how they wanted it in the first place, that is amazing news, because that means they can tell the story exactly the way they wanted to tell it, in the order that they wanted to tell it. So more great news following these delays. Again, it sucks we have to wait about 7 months more to get each of these movies, but it's for a good cause, for these movies to possibly be the biggest of all time. And as the Deadline article stated, these two films are going to be amongst the biggest ever made. They literally use the word gargantuan, enormous. So hopefully we're getting basically the same quality that we got in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And last, but certainly not least, Ryan Reynolds revealed something very interesting about Deadpool and Wolverine. A couple of things, actually. One, he revealed that he considered killing off Deadpool in Deadpool and Wolverine. One, that's kind of crazy considering we pretty much know Deadpool has a pretty big future over at Marvel Studios right now. And it's also kind of interesting that he would do one film in the MCU and kill off his character, especially since he loves the character so much. But he does seem to be very particular about how his character appears and what the story could be. However, that didn't ultimately matter, because Ryan Reynolds said this: studios, of course, are like, it'd be fun to play around with this guy in the future. Speaking, of course, about Deadpool. So even though Ryan Reynolds was considering killing Deadpool in Deadpool and Wolverine, the studio basically said, no, we'd like Deadpool to show up in the future of the MCU. And now, especially considering the success that Deadpool and Wolverine had, and considering what Kevin Feige has already said about Deadpool and Wolverine's future, saying that he wants to use them as much as possible in the future, you know that they've got a pretty big future ahead of them in the MCU. But go ahead, let me know what you think about that and the rest of the Marvel news we talked about today in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news, rumors, or leaks. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.